not only that, because if it's an addiction, it can affect the way you live your life. You know, it's like you're no longer thinking with your own thoughts and your own opinions. You're just thinking in the way that person that you idolize is thinking. Is like your whole mentality is supposed to be copy paste to them, and you imitate everything they do, and you would even put your own life ahead of their own lives ahead of yours because of how addicted you are to them. So
The
then
tree's
eventually
gone
it
cold
can
and
go from
wonderful.
idolization to probably stalker level, and like, you know,
Got a
it's not
bed
healthy.
of moment from my window.
Window.
Are we
And
done?
I can say, yeah, man, you become a stan pretty much. Eminem did it first.
Just like that, we are live with another
First
episode.
episode of
of the
2021.
Oh yeah, first episode
Amazing.
with you guys of 2021. Happy New Year's, boys.
Hey,
We did it.
Happy New Year's.
The next year,
We
man.
completed 2020, and what a
do it.
year that
New Year,
was.
boys.
Hmm
Yeah.
That was not a year to be remembered at all, other than the fact that
What year?
Exactly. There we go. All right, and we're
What
back with
year?
the guys.
and we're back
Wise
with the guys.
guys.
Yeah,
Right.
I mean we're not all here, but the vast majority is, and I think that's
There
good
you
to know, right?
Amazing. And what's the topic, Saeed? Let's jump right into it.
Yeah, let's jump right into it. The topic,
Mhm.
Saeed.
Well, Cruz, me and Ali Haejl, and we basically
You're
were
on a
throwing
cruise.
up suggestions, and he threw out this nice suggestion of false idols, people basically influencing others, and whether they have a good influence or a bad influence, and what are the reasons why they influence others, like
Pretty
what
much
is the
like
situation.
celebrities,
So
musicians, hatta political figures, just anyone people think is like a perfect person, right?
yeah,
For me
celebrities,
at least,
but there's also leaders and politicians. And
I'll
so
confess.
on.
I'll confess. I used to idolize Kanye West, and now I found out he's divorcing Kim Kardashian. Now I realize he's just human, just like you and me.
Just you
Yeah,
and me.
divorcing her man makes you a bad person. Maybe, honestly, it makes you it's like only idiots would do that.
Listen,
There you go.
we all idolize someone in our lives, and we all have to come to the realization that they are just like you, right? Some people idolize us, as you may have heard. No, just kidding. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. I can't act like that. I really can't. I really
Yeah,
can't.
Most
No,
dedicated
yeah,
fans of the A Squared show have your posters on their walls, man.
Dude, that would be lit. Imagine if that happens.
That is-
Listen, hey, just in case, I'll discuss all my flaws. Ready?
Subscribe.
These
Go
are
first.
my flaws. I have none, and you have a reason to have my poster on your wall. Anyways,
Oh, there you go.
all your
There you go.
idols are probably, you know.
Ali, do you
Listen.
idolize anyone? Who do you
No,
idolize?
I really don't idolize it. I
No
don't-
soccer players,
No
no
one.
musicians,
You have
celebrity-
no idol whatsoever.
No, I really don't.
your parents, no
Not
one.
even your
Your
parents.
dad,
Yeah.
man. You
I
idolize
I mean,
your father.
I love my parents, but I don't idolize them.
Wait, I remember you idolize medical workers. You once talked.
I
about
mean,
that.
they are a figure that I choose to follow, right? But I don't worship them like,
So an
oh
idol.
my god, because idolize them means I'm obsessed with them and I want to be like them. And no, I
Right.
don't want to be like anyone. I want to be like me. So
True. Well, that's a good realization.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of the podcast, folks.
That's all, folks.
That's all, folks.
Tony
Yeah.
Jack.
but I want to understand like what makes people idolize other people, like what goes on in the mental state of things, where like why
Uh,
you guys idolize anyone you want to share?
If I may, I actually once read a report about why teenage girls they tend to like idolize and worship male celebrities, especially. It's
Justin
due to
Bieber.
like it's exactly
Thomas
Justin Bieber,
Rose,
One Direction. There is a
Maroon
psychology
5.
behind it.
Right.
Yeah, all of them. It's partly because of the fact that it's just an immense feeling of attraction. Just that by itself is enough, because like they're male, they're successful, they're slightly older, not usually that much older. Justin Bieber was in his early 20s when like all the 16-year-old
Right.
girls all over the world were
hmm
fawning over him. But there is also the fact that the sense of freedom and mystery and like all that wealth is also attractive to women. It's that's it. It's women tend to like. It happens with men too, but it's more usually with women because they like they
Right.
look for the 1% of men. So yeah,
True. I feel like, yeah, girls try to idolize like guys that are really successful.
yeah, it's just
Guys
in their nature. Yeah.
Idolize women who are very pretty, maybe. Like you
Fair
see like in
statement. Yeah,
concerts, like someone who's very attractive or something. And you're like, okay, I wanna whatever, have a
But isn't
poster
that
of
no?
you.
Look, that's not. I don't think that's idolization. I think that's attraction.
Yeah,
that's
I
a
think
whole
that's
different
attraction.
game.
Yeah.
You don't
right?
scream when you see them, masalan. Like unlike
I mean, I don't know. I feel like
Bro, I don't
I mean,
think
I don't know if
that,
you
I
do,
don't
Ali.
think it
I
works
don't want
that
to.
way.
I don't really scream,
Yeah,
man.
like
I don't scream when I see anyone famous, or I don't go, oh my God,
Here's
come
why.
on, take it.
All right, here's why I
Yo,
was.
how's it going? Yo, can I
guys,
can I
I
grab
think
a-
before we
That's
go more deeper into this discussion, I think we should
Sure.
properly define what
idea.
idolization means
Good
to
idea.
us, so that we don't go into the wrong context.
Let's do
Go
that
for
right
it.
now. Here, I'm gonna share
So I'm
screen.
guessing Ali, yeah, you can pull it up.
Right.
Let's go.
What do you see in front of you? Just so we're safe, because I kind of
Google.
have some. Okay, thank God.
I see
Google
rocks.
Are you
Free
ready?
online schedule, eh? That's
Nope, that's not what we're doing. I
May freak.
oh my! What is your Google
Listen,
search? That's why I use Bing.
it's
Saeed.
it's
I
it's,
don't
it's where
want-
I watch my animes. It's not what you think. I promise.
Idolization, bro. Let's
I mean,
go.
the name is very sketchy. That's all.
That's amazing. That was it, man. Anime.
Okay.
Do you believe me?
You
Yeah, we believe you, bro. We believe you.
watch
Anime.
anime online for free, subbed and dubbed. All right.
Amazing. That's so good. All right.
After-
He's actually opening it.
Idolization, the act of
Idolization,
admiring
back,
strongly.
boys.
Idolization, adoration, admiration, appreciation, a favorable judgment, a small token of admiration of your work,
يا عم
glorification.
اعطونا the synonyms, man. مش definition.
So what do I type in the?
It's the act of admiring strongly, basically. So yeah,
Yeah,
like you
it's
admire
just an
someone. Okay, so
admiration.
what's the definition of admiration now?
To like
I mean,
someone,
we go
but not be
Yeah, to like
attracted
someone.
to, because
To look
as
up to
human beings,
someone.
we have like I like you guys, right? But I'm not sexually attracted to you guys, right? There's a whole.
So do you
different-
idolize us? If you
No.
like us?
I like you, but not to a point where I uphold you in a different standard to every single other human being, and I view you as a like
Deity.
yeah, deity,
don't
right?
think that's-
a deity.
I-
How do you say
I don't think that's how it is. I don't think it has to be like someone who is a higher power representation for you, or someone that you would
Right. Just something you
look
admire.
above to as to worship, because then they were your god or some shit like that. But it's not true. That's not how it works. I think idolization is more like just someone who would have an influence on your life. You know, is like who's successful, or like has something that you don't have. Maybe he has happiness and you want to achieve that, or maybe versus love. Is that love is to have strong affection for someone, or commend? Well, I'd like to make an idol of, or to worship as an idol. Okay, what I don't know.
Alright.
For me, it's not to worship someone, and for me, it's more like
Right.
to draw inspiration from.
Go
or,
idol.
or
What's an
something
idol?
like that.
Look up what an idol is. and then we
idolize,
can
admire,
Right.
revere,
You're
or
dissecting
love
it.
greatly or excessively,
excessively.
right? It's like a
Like-
different
Yeah.
stage.
I'll give you an example
Mhm.
if you want.
Saeed, if I
Go for
may,
it.
if you remember in
So-
high school, I actually like literally idolized Nemanja Vidic. She's one of like the football players,
Yeah.
one of the best
Okay.
in Manchester United.
Yeah, that's
I
Yeah,
had
but
his
the-
shirt,
but
I
the
had
thing-
his
but the
like
thing is,
everything.
Internet quality.
you idolize him in football, not life. Like it's a category
Yes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's
right.
your idol.
quality
Like,
that he had that
It's
you
an
also
idol.
wanted to have.
right, but like you want to be like him.
Yeah,
kinda.
that's true.
I feel
and
that.
Anna, for
Right.
me,
Mhm.
that is true. Yeah, Anna, for me, masalan, in high school, at one point, Ali, I kind of admired you for the way that you were dealing with everything in your life.
SLO project leader.
No, I'm serious. I
Thank you.
swear, I looked up to you a bit. I know it's one of the reasons why I joined Red Cross as well. Kamen, you graduated with
I'm glad you're cutting off right now. I did pretty
two
well.
bachelor's
Life's
degrees at
good.
the same time,
Thank
and you
you, my
graduated.
friend. Appreciate it. But you don't
and
idolize
have a
me,
job
I'm
now.
sure.
You're getting it all done.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. But it's not what an idol is.
But that's
right?
the thing. That's what I
No one
think. Like
idolizes me.
an idol for me is someone that I draw inspiration from, but it's not someone I worship. So
see.
I don't worship you, Ali. That's the thing. I drew inspiration from you,
There you go.
from your actions,
Fair.
but I don't worship you like.
I feel like
your deity.
I definitely get inspirations from people around me, but I definitely get huge inspirations from like amazing people. Let's say like Joe Rogan, for example, or like Elon Musk, for example, or like those guys. I would say like I kind of idolize them because I think what they're doing is really amazing, and I learn from them and I watch them and I like I want to like I enjoy them. PewDiePie, for example, I do idolize a bit. You know what I mean? No, to be
Yeah,
honest, right?
you wouldn't worship
I'm sure
them, would
Ali
you?
would agree with me, right? Don't you have like anyone else you idolize like that? PewDiePie,
Yeah,
no.
Ali is a
Fair.
lone wolf. He idolizes himself.
He
Himself.
idolizes T-series.
Yeah,
Let him be
His only
him.
idol
You
is
do you,
Israel.
bro.
You do you, boo boo. Now
Oh,
look,
that's
I
fair.
idolize.
Yeah.
Here's why I idolize. Okay, if we're going in that sense,
Mm.
oof, this is a hard one. I actually really don't, but I can't think of someone. Okay,
It
how
can be
about
personal. Yeah.
you know what? I idolize different people for different reasons.
He's
That's
gonna
how
give us an
I.
anime character.
Right? Listen, I just got into this thing, okay? Don't make it look like I'm a weeaboo or something. I literally just started watching anime, right?
Right.
And I'm not even sure I'm gonna continue because it's.
No, I'm a huge fan of anime, man. Just kidding. No shots fired. I love anime.
Yeah, you can't shoot a gun
No
and
shots
say no
fired.
shots fired. That's not how it works. It's really not how it works.
Empty shells, man. Empty shells.
Empty shells. Okay, fine. But yeah, I idolize different people for different reasons. Like I idolize my dad for how he got into what he did and how he became what he was, and I idolize my mom for a different reason. For example, and I idolize
You
like
can say that.
Look, if you want idolize, I'd like my biggest idols, I guess, is Kanye. No, I almost said Kanye West.
Kanye
No,
Oh, it's
is Kendrick Lamar and J.
Mhm.
Cole, I think would be.
There you go. Yeah, some really good guys who
Like,
do good things. Yeah,
It's not just
like
that, it's the way I idolize them for the way they think about things. Their way of thought for different subjects.
the
right?
third eye.
They're
Right.
very good lyrical musicians as well.
Yeah.
So like, it's not just mumble rap or some shit like that.
Yeah.
It's actually
So-
they have meaning when
And
they're
they're down to earth also.
Yeah,
Right.
but to for me, I can't choose one person who I idolize completely
I
and
feel
I
you,
find
no.
them perfect and everything, because that's not how the world works. No one's perfect,
Yeah.
True.
right?
Just be
Plus-
yourself.
Plus, it makes it safer
I mean, yeah,
for
you idolize the qualities.
Yeah, I idolize
You
the
you kind of
quality
idolize
of a
qualities
person,
instead
right?
of a person.
Because if I idolize
Exactly.
a person, I put
Yeah,
myself in the position where it's a ticking time bomb. Because as soon as that person does something I don't like,
Right.
it's heartbreaking for me.
It
And then
is
I end up,
heartbreaking.
just hating that person. But why should
What
I put
about-
myself in that position to begin with?
What about like some
Exactly.
religious figures or like some spiritual figures
Of
like
course, of
Martin
course.
Luther King or whatever, Jesus Christ
Yeah,
or
of
the
course,
Prophet
you can say
Muhammad.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Idolization
I mean,
for sure, yeah.
Right.
I idolize them, of course. This comes without concern, without even a second thought, right?
Okay.
But when we talk about things like this, it's kind of like because I am religious, I idolize them, and that's why so it's very hard to place the right
you-
words for these kind of things because people.
Would you
will-
idolize them if you weren't religious?
I mean, yes, to be honest,
From
because some of the
their doings
humanitarian
and-
works that they've done
Yeah.
and the laws that they've passed made me, love them even more than I have to. So
See, and now this is another part. This is another way of how you admire people, where you can idolize them. It's by their actions.
by their actions,
I discussed. I was talking to Ali about this when we brought up the topic. Like, it's their actions can make you idolize someone. For example, great leaders, previously politicians or kings and whatever. They are also considered very, idols and like representations of whatever their actions that have
Many
done.
virtues that they had, with their,
That's what I was gonna say, is that I don't idolize anyone because of what they were passed on. Like, if you're a rich guy because you were passed on a lot of money or you had everything handed down on you, I wouldn't idolize you because you didn't work for anything,
yeah.
But I
This isn't your
I
money, it's
idolize
daddy's
people.
money.
Yeah, your daddy's
Right.
money.
Yeah.
But I idolize people because of what they did or what they accomplished, how they changed the world. There's a lot of people.
But
Like
man, many
that.
people are idolized for their status as well. Like, it's not only there's many that are
Yeah, I
idolized
don't
just purely for
idolize
their
people
status.
from statuses.
Yeah, there's
But many
also,
are,
and
Like, I
also-
don't.
And
Yeah,
people
many
also
people, yeah,
idolize
like-
ideas, by the way. Like, so for example, when some people idolize fictional characters, but fictional characters don't actually exist. So what they do is they idolize them for for what they stand for. So like you can find
What are you
people who would say
thinking of?
that they idolize Batman, And
No,
to be
really
honest,
is,
My
man.
brother.
I would say the same. I do
Right.
idolize Batman, but for what he stands for, not because, I mean, he's a fictional character. It's not like he's actually
With
there's-
great
he's
power
actually
comes great
fighting crime in
responsibility.
Gotham.
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man. Really?
Different
I started-
comic,
Spider-Man,
different
yeah.
universe, different branch.
but kind of the same idea. They're both pretty cool
Yeah.
guys. And
It's like, you
they're
know, like the sense that they stand for, what the values that they stand for, justice and like, you know, protecting the good from the bad. You know, these are these are ideas that can be placed in your head and like teach you morality in a sense. Like they can give you a certain
Protecting
type
the
of
Marthas of
humanity.
the world, man.
What?
Protecting the Marthas of the world.
Martha.
One Martha at a time, boys. Let's
Amazing.
go. Yeah. But it's crazy. Like I remember back in 2015 or 14, maybe 13. Or you guys remember the whole Bieber Fever incident?
Right.
You guys remember
What is
that shit?
What's the Bieber Fever incident?
Yeah.
When girls went crazy over Justin Bieber and his
Girls and
Hair
guys, bro.
They started calling
Everyone,
themselves
right? So,
believers
to
or
this
something
day,
like
man.
that.
believers, and like they started, like Justin Bieber began the whole stan movement of things, right? Like it's crazy how this 15, 16-year-old kid who was
I mean,
basically
Eminem
He's
started
singing-
actually
Stan.
13.
Fair.
He's actually 13 when he started.
I mean,
It is-
No, man. Actually, before Justin Bieber, there was the Backstreet Boys in the 90s, no?
Yeah, but
And
those are
Stan.
Yeah,
those
but
like,
Bieber was way more famous, man.
Yeah,
Where
exactly.
Bieber was on another level.
yeah, like
Mhm.
women
13-year-old, I was
like
you
I'm
know,
not gonna name any
just
names, but
dominate.
I remember in school I was like,
I know
who
some
do you
people
who do you
Right.
like more, your parents or Justin Bieber? It's like I would kill my parents for Justin Bieber. I was like,
Oh.
them
Right.
13, 12-year-olds. Yeah.
okay.
For
I
sure.
got in trouble for saying fuck Justin Bieber in school. It was a funny shit.
man.
That is
Yeah, a
so
girl
crazy.
told on me. It was so funny.
The female principal would put you in trouble, man.
No, it was a male principal.
He's like,
because I used
you a believer?"
profanity, and it's like,
Wow.
it's like Justin Bieber is better than all of you. I was like, fuck Justin Bieber, and it's like, I'm telling. I was like, shit.
But see, in the sake of Bieber, for example, that you guys were talking about, this is a sign of infatuation. Like this kind of idolization is through feelings more than
Right.
like actual like admiration. You know, it's not admiration; it's more of infatuation. Like it's like attraction and a mixture of attraction and like I don't know what else,
My
but like
dictionary.
it's on that
How do you spell
level.
infatuation?
INFAUT.
Hey, who's that?
Nobody brought it up.
Intense but short-lived passion or admiration for someone or something.
INFATUTAION, something like that.
Saeed, big words. I like
Big
it.
words. Spelling
Anyway.
books.
Big brain.
All right. Speaking of infatuation. All right. I don't know. I'll
Yeah.
talk about this, but I feel like especially when we're younger and when you're
Bas
really
mahalabi.
into a girl. Hey, we need to cut that out. Don't name drop, please. Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
no,
Ah,
no,
okay,
yeah,
okay. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
Please. It's like you think with a girl, you think she's like a perfect person, and you kind of become blinded by it. What? It's
Okay.
true, right? Come on. Am I the only guy who's like this? Who's like,
What?
when I was a
Wait,
little
wait,
guy?
Ali, repeat.
Ali,
Now-
please repeat because I think we were laughing at the name.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Right.
To about here. This is where you cut it. Okay.
Right.
But yeah, you keep going.
So, all right. So here's the bit. All right. When we're younger, I think guys and girls also do this.
Yeah.
When you're in love with someone when you're a kid, and you think they're the perfect person, you can't see any of the flaws in the relationship between you two, right?
Mhm.
And like I
Yeah,
can think
pretty
of girls
sure,
from
yeah.
when I
I
was.
think
in
we're
middle
vulnerable
school
to
and
that in
high school.
adulthood as well, man.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, but with
Um,
adulthood, we're more aware than when we're
You're more
children.
aware and mature. Yeah, you start
Right.
having
Like
when
when
you're
you're a
you
kid and
idolize
you
them.
like
You really
someone,
idolize them.
yeah,
Right.
you really do idolize
think they're
them,
perfect.
and your love for the specific person becomes far too out of control,
Right.
where it starts to cover their flaws, and you don't see them for who
Mhm.
they are.
Yeah.
That's
They do
because
say-
kids find it easier to love someone because they don't
exactly.
have the experience with the negatives of humanity. They haven't experienced that shit, you know? Like they haven't seen what kind of
How shitty people
ugly
are.
things that humans are capable of.
How
Right.
retarded
Like-
this world is. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god.
So they're still, vulnerable to these kind of things. It's like, oh
Yep.
my god, I love you so much. But in reality, this guy probably murders people for a living.
It's
I
not
don't know.
about
Bundy.
that. I appreciate love as an adult because it's more real than when you're a kid. When you're
When
a
you're a
kid,
kid, you
Of course,
feel it
bro.
hard,
Love
man.
as a child is different.
It's
It's
very hard. You
different,
feel
yeah.
it so much. It's way different when you're a kid.
Yeah, love
than
as a
when you
child
like
is
someone.
more free, you know. It's like
Right.
it doesn't have any repercussions on it.
But
It's literally
sometimes
completely what's it called? What's the unconditional?
Okay, but I feel like as a child, your love is more free. That's true, but as an adult, it's more true
Mhm.
when you actually do love someone.
You understand,
right? You
yeah.
understand more. You're more aware of why you like this person.
The infatuation isn't there though. Maybe let's say like that. It's not
In the
like
beginning, it is, I think, but
it's
then
a
it
different
falls
kind of
off.
love. Maybe so.
You guys think
Is that
so?
what
I
you
mean, it depends on who you're dating as well, you
Right.
know.
Mhm.
Like maybe if you date someone older than you or like or something like that, it can have a different relationship thing. Because like that's what I'm not trying to imply anything, but but it's also like women when they date men older than them, it's the same. I feel like it's the same thing. Yeah, and there's an age difference between me and my girlfriend, and I feel like this has involvement in the الموضوع.
You
No,
know
man,
what?
literally, Afif mentioned that
She's
every
above 18. She's
single
above
person.
18. She's not underage. She's not a minor.
By the
She's
time of
above
recording
18.
this podcast. Exactly.
just so that no one thinks anything badly or anything. She's not a minor.
Right. There
Are
you
you
go.
sure?
Right. Right.
You want me to bring her on the show?
Look at
She
the
can
time.
show her
Yeah! Let's
Get her birth
go.
certificate.
We ain't got no space for pedos. We're still
Oh my
starting
God.
out right now.
It's the end of the Saeed segment.
You know what? Sorry. You know what Freud would say about this? He'd say that because they think that you're their father, pretty much. It's like a younger girl wants a guy
That is, yes,
that like
he would say
replaces
that.
their father in a kind of way. What do you guys
Saeed, you
think
like
about
need
being
that?
a daddy?
That's why some women they pursue men much older than them, man. It's like when they have like psychological issues rooted in childhood where the father was not present enough, so they look for
No,
that
that's
guidance in
not
someone
completely
older.
true though,
For
because
me-
like there's other things that attract the woman from like when the man is older. Because first of all,
Yeah, that's true.
he'll be more
Status,
mature.
fame, wealth. Yeah.
No, it's not only that.
They've learned a
He's
lot.
more mature, more experienced. He's wiser. He's not as immature as like
More
someone
money.
who's 5 years younger.
Listen,
Like,
I think
stop
it's more
focusing
to
on the
do
money
in
part, but
Arabia.
it's not only money, man. I'm pretty sure women don't only date men with wealth, or we wouldn't be having girlfriends right now.
We're still young, man. If you reach 30, we're still like here living with our parents. Man. It's a problem, man.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
I love
okay,
how
by
you
the
gave
time-
yourself
by the
like
time you're
another
30
10
and you're still
years
living with
of
your parents, I
okay.
think you would have an issue with that.
I'm not living with my
You wanna
parents
be
though. That's
living
right.
with them.
Yeah.
I'm done with that, man. Already.
Okay,
Exactly. Okay, so you have that on track.
let's go back to the topic at hand. because
Yeah, we
diverted-
deviated a lot.
Yeah, a lot from what we were talking about. So, do you think
Abbas,
having an idol
bring us
is
back.
good?
Wait,
You
what?
guys think it's a good thing to have an idol or bad?
Yeah, I think it's a healthy in a healthy way. It's very good.
Okay,
What do
in
you-
a
what do you
healthy
mean?
way. So what would
How
In
do
a
you have it
healthy
healthy way?
way,
Yeah.
there's a very key like
there's
it's a
a big-
key word.
Yes.
Yeah,
In a
no,
healthy way.
because you can idolize the wrong person and like completely make it take over your life, and you just idolize that person to the point where you just don't live your life anymore. You know,
What
Then
if
you
you
can
idolize
idol-
the right
It becomes
person?
an addiction, basically.
even if you
No,
idolize
it becomes an
the
addiction.
right person in an addictive way, it's bad. You
Why?
can't because you have
Mhm.
to live your own life. Like Ali, he says he has no idols. He just takes people's positives and puts it into his life. So it doesn't really he doesn't idolize
Yeah,
to the
because if
point
it
where
becomes
he's
an addiction. Yeah, continue.
oh, yeah.
You can't cut him off and then tell him to
And then
continue.
just do this.
Yeah, Saeed, go ahead. Like when it becomes an addiction. All right, Saeed's cut. So when it
Saeed's
becomes
in
an
the
addiction,
Matrix,
it's
man.
bad.
Saeed is in the
Takes over
Matrix,
your
man.
life.
What happens when you idolize someone?
In an addictive way. This
Mhm.
destroys your life. You have no personality. You have destroys you, I think.
So how do you idolize in a good way?
Not only that, because if it's an addiction, it can affect the way you live your life. You know, it's like you're no longer thinking with your own thoughts and your own opinions. You're just thinking in the way that person that you idolize is thinking. It's like your whole mentality is supposed to be copy paste to them, and you imitate everything they do, and you would even put your own life ahead of their own lives ahead of yours because of how addicted you are to them. So then
The tree's
eventually
gone
it can
cold,
go
I
from
wonder
idolization to probably stalker level, and like it's not healthy.
Rolling through my
Window.
Are we
and
done?
I can say, yeah, man, you become a stan pretty much. Eminem did it first.
Yeah, you
Because
become
they're
a
the
stan.
Americans here, man.
Damn,
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
like
bro, that song is actually really like it has
Mhm.
some truth to it,
it does have
Like
some
this guy
truth.
idolized Eminem to the point where he killed his freaking wife and then his unborn child.
And his unborn child, which is, and it happens. You see people, they do like the creepiest shit. Like they have, you guys remember in 2015, 16, 17? I forgot which year, when that guy hacked into all these like celebrities' phones because he idolized them and like leaked
Mhm.
their private
Yeah,
pictures, let's
yeah.
say.
Right.
Yeah.
Was it because he idolized them? Is that what it was? He was like,
Yeah, he idolized, like he was, it was more infatuation,
Mhm.
I would say.
Okay.
Right.
This is the addiction part.
And he
Mhm.
got
I would say.
addicted like to them so much that he decided to breach basically like their phone security and grab all their pictures. And not only did he do that, he put it up on the internet and it's there forever.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
So this is my issue with fame. This is why I'm not too keen on becoming famous, is because I'm a guy who really likes his privacy. Like
Mhm.
I really like my privacy. I am very private, even with some of my close friends. They don't know a lot of, well, they know a lot about me, but there are still some stuff I like to keep to my own. I don't want to reach a point where people idolize me.
Mhm.
Why? I'll tell you. I know the mistake. Listen, we've all done mistakes in our lives, right?
Mhm.
But sometimes you might do a mistake and I don't see it as a mistake. Right? And it can come to a point where people idolize people, not seeing some of the mistakes they've done, thinking it's okay to do the same mistakes, but they don't have the right or necessary safety nets,
To
like,
filter it out.
yeah, to
Right.
pull right out of it. And they're stuck in
Mhm.
this like loop or trap where it's very dangerous and it can affect and ruin their lives.
Right.
Right?
I mean, thinking of
So
the example of PewDiePie, for at least the guy who shut up a mosque and screamed, "Subscribe to PewDiePie," before he did it. Stuff like that.
Yeah,
He was
like
like obsessed with PewDiePie, and like during the T series incident,
mm,
he like actually went, and he took it way too far.
yeah, it's
So,
horrible. Yeah.
but is it PewDiePie's fault? I don't think so. And
No.
he stays pretty private himself, and he's not. I mean, but no, you don't have to be like Kanye, where he flaunts all the time and he has paparazzi around, and right. You can be like a big guy and
But I don't think anyone's ever done
private.
that for Kanye, man. I think it goes back to the individual that did that. Like,
Right. True. That's fair. Right.
I
There
don't
you go.
know. That's
Mhm.
my whole. I talked a little bit about my issue with fame, and like, it's because people tend to, whether you like it or not,
Right. Hmm.
you are, responsible for your actions when you are on camera. So
If you're
Right.
famous, yeah, you have a big
you have a
responsibility.
huge responsibility, because you can't say, "Oh, kids should be parented," and no, that's not how it works.
Hmm.
This isn't 1990s where kids didn't have the internet and everything can be parented. Now it's harder to parent, right? So I feel like it's our responsibility to make parenting easier.
Right. But in a world of toxic influence, being a good influence is a good thing, and you can actually with popularity, you can have a dent in culture and make an actual positive change. I mean, that's what you don't have to be like Martin Luther King. How much good has become just because of Martin Luther King,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
like the people who listen to him and follow his thoughts, and and are like, wow, this guy he has some great ideas. We should listen to it and do something good ourselves. So it's
If
not
you if you're
right.
able to be famous and you're a really genuinely good person and you think you can cause a good influence on
Mhm.
others, I mean, I say please go for it. Be famous. Um, don't indulge in the fame and get taken away and stay true to your heart. I
Right.
think I think you should try to influence others because, like you said, Ali, in a world and with a lot of toxicity, we need that beacon of hope. Somehow.
I think so too. I really do hear it a lot. That like people are just looking for people that are positive and good and can assure them that there is hope for the future, because a lot of
Thing
people
is,
have
I think
lost
people
hope.
that are famous, man, they have like a responsibility, like you said,
Mhm.
that because they have a lot of people that see them as role models, and the fact is, a lot of
Right.
people are imperfect,
Mhm.
but they have to make sure to only show their good side to the world. Like that rock star that all the girls, for example, follow,
Right.
and he's so rich and
Mick
famous and he's
Jagger.
good. Yeah, for
Right.
example, but you don't
Mm.
know that he's had like 3 divorces. He snorts cocaine in his free time.
Mhm.
There's a bad side to his life that people don't know. So it's wrong to idolize them completely. Only
So
just the good parts of him that he holds as a person.
basically,
There
and
you
I
go.
think it's important to always like don't idolize a person because they are that person. This is
Mhm.
my one saying of the day. Idolize their good qualities, but keep in mind their bad qualities. Why?
Because no one's perfect.
Because no
Right.
one's perfect, and it engraves that thought in your head that no one is
Mhm.
perfect. Therefore, it gives you the opportunity to be more open-minded and more patient with each other when you realize no one's perfect, everyone does mistake. Even gives you the chance to forgive more often, which is important. Because when you
Right.
idolize someone and they turn out not to be who you thought they were,
Mhm.
right? Let's be honest, it's heartbreaking, and it's actually like it can be hurtful to some people. It can be
Yeah.
hurtful, right?
But
I
I
had
think
this
Just
that's
experience
idolizing
on the
them.
show. I idolized a
what's your
specific
experience.
person, right?
Mhm.
Not gonna say who, but as
And
soon
then you
as
meet
I
them in
met them,
person. Right.
right, a person or
Uh-huh.
persons, right?
Right.
But as soon as I met them, I was like, whoa, like they're not who I thought they were.
Right.
I was
It is
like,
really crazy now that I'm meeting some of my idols. It is like it does change my perspective on like, oh, they're just like like regular
yeah,
people, right? Yeah, it's not.
Just like us,
It
yeah.
kind of pops the
pretty much.
bubble.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy because
Mhm.
it's like we always have this line between us and the famous people, right?
Mhm.
Where it's like we see that, oh man, if I had, let's look at Will Smith, for example. We all follow meme pages. You all seen that meme where it's like Will Smith, please stay at home. Will Smith's home. And then they show you this huge mansion, right?
Yes.
And you guys think,
Exactly.
and you guys
Mhm.
think, oh my God, he has it all. The dude probably hates his life. Let's be
Right.
honest, like, especially since now that we know a lot more into his relationship status with his wife and kids,
Mhm. They're not
right?
really married.
You
Right.
realize
Mhm.
that, whoa, okay, he might have everything,
Mhm.
but there are some key components to human being that he lacks,
Right.
right? And
That's
it's
crazy.
scary. It's
Mhm.
scary to think that what else, like
In
from the
reality, he
other
doesn't have
idols.
everything.
What? Can you repeat that, Saeed?
Just because famous at everything.
Exactly.
Right. If you're famous, you don't have
And
everything. That's
and and
it's happened
here's
so many times. Right.
now
In
now
history.
here's the thought that comes to my mind.
Mhm.
The people like
Wow.
Martin Luther King and Malcolm X and all these different amazing people who people genuinely idolize. What are the imperfections of their lives that they have to face?
Right.
Right? Like
And
now this really got me thinking. What did they have to go through other than the human, like their personal life? What makes them more human than
They
a
weren't
figure
Say
they
that for
of
weren't
someone like
really
Jesus Christ, man. Honestly, we
no,
don't
they
know
yeah,
weren't
Jesus.
really
exactly
famous
this figure.
for
Right.
money or for looks, or they were famous for an idea or ideology of equality and
Yeah,
fighting
but still, what
racism
Ali
and
says isn't untrue, man. You don't know what these people, how they are in their own world. You don't know. Like Martin Luther King, for all we know, could have been beating his wife. You don't
Well, I
really
mean,
know.
it is actually like it's. I mean, it's kind of known now that his relationship with his wife wasn't great and his kids wasn't great. He doesn't even see them. He was too busy on the road all the time and kind of left them behind. I'm not saying. I mean, I love the guy and I really like love
yeah,
his,
we
all his life.
deeply
But that's what we're
appreciate
trying to
his
say.
works and effort.
Exactly.
But
You gotta pop
as
the
much
idea.
as we see the
Right.
good in a person, it would be nice for a change to see some of the bad, just to humanize them more.
Right.
You know?
I guess that
of
makes them
course, but I
human,
don't
right?
think they were fighting like to a point that they were saying they weren't human. I think they were saying that they were human.
Yeah.
A lot of famous people say, "Look, we are like you," but people don't believe that because they have
Yeah.
fast cars, a lot
It's
of
a
money,
culture.
fame.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not their fault. I
But
think. I think it's the culture's fault
yeah,
for
it's no,
it is.
idolizing them.
I'll tell you. Listen,
Hmm.
personally, we're all the same, right? We're all human
Right.
beings. But at the end of the day, they can't say we're just like you and I live in a like apartment, and they live in a mansion with all these cars and shit. There are some differences.
Okay.
But we need to understand that every human has their own trials and tribulations best suited to them.
Right.
Right? What I'm going through, I can go through. Maybe if Saeed goes through what I'm going through, he might not be able to do it. He might be able to and react much better than I do, right? This is why idolizing is also dangerous, because people need to understand we all have our own trials and tribulations best suited to us. Because we put ourselves there in the first place, not them and not anyone else, right?
And each person has his own limitations.
Exactly. Every person has their own limitations. So this doesn't feel like an episode, like this doesn't feel like the right episode to go into philosophy. We need Amir on this.
I wish, exactly.
Yeah, like this isn't right. This isn't right.
Socrates said in the Archimedes
Next
text,
time,
paragraph 2, that
next time we'll
idols,
do something.
we're all fake. We're all. I mean, I don't know why we idolize people. I still don't understand why we do it. It's just a thing that we do, I guess.
Because we see qualities in that person that
we don't.
Why
see
do you have to idolize them?
But
Why do some people idolize and some people don't? I can like think someone's great. I don't worship them.
Because
You know what I mean?
because some people have it so bad in their lives that they look for the perfect person and they think that they are perfect.
There you go.
Yeah.
It's the hollowness in the culture. Some people are just so hollow. They need to fill themselves with someone else's personality.
Yeah.
So, I mean, pretty much, yeah. Because they don't want to work on themselves.
It's true.
Yeah,
It's very true.
copy someone else.
Very
Wait,
true.
so I
There you
can't say, for example, that I idolize my dad.
I guess you can. You like we were talking about.
Why
depends
not?
what we mean by idolize. Yeah, why not?
Because you guys are saying that you have to be hollow to idolize.
To be like completely transformed. We talked like the unhealthy version of
The unhealthy
idolization.
version
The
of
addiction
idolizing.
level. The addiction level.
So
The
we're
extreme
still talking about
idolization.
the unhealthy levels. All right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, I'm talking
Until you
about the
idolize
healthy.
your dad, I'm pretty sure for his work ethic, right?
Of
Right.
course, for a lot of reasons. Yeah, for a lot of reasons. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
one of them.
these are the good qualities that you see in your dad.
Yeah.
So I'm sure there are things that maybe he does that you don't
Oh,
like.
hell yeah.
it's the same with everyone.
Hell yeah!
It's the same with
Yeah.
I'm gonna
everyone.
send this podcast
Hell
episode to your
yeah,
dad.
bro.
Amazing. I want to say about idols. I mean, one of the most famous idols was John Lennon, right? I mean, everyone was like idolizing him because he fought for peace and he was part of the Beatles, who revolutionized and music and everything.
Industry, yep.
But his personal life was very known not to be messy with his first wife, and he was just angry all the time. And then on top of that, he was murdered by a guy who idolized him. Right? I don't know about this, right? The guy who killed John Lennon, he used to worship John Lennon, and then he went with a gun and he shot him, and he just stood there to get caught because he wants to be part of the history books with John Lennon. So that's like kind of the extreme of it, and that's why they kind of need security guards around them all the time now.
The
Unfortunately,
one in front of the gun lives forever. Kendrick Lamar.
Oof.
Look at John Lennon now, 50 years down the line, and he's still talked about.
No, it's true.
And it's still going to be talked about 100 years down the line, 1,000 years down the line. Like, he'll be in history books and shit. So, yeah, that's
amazing.
That's
This was pretty good. This was pretty good because I think part of the way to break out, we have to comment on it, right? It's like what we're doing right now is like commenting on, hey guys, we're human too. We're all human.
Chill. We all have our mistakes.
Chill. Exactly.
Right.
You're a rock
Right.
star. You shout out.
Like,
And yes, exactly.
but it's
Man, I like Shrek. Yeah.
Here's
I think we all have to realize that we're all human. We're all the same. We're one population in this earth living together.
In the universe.
Are we just trying to fill a specific mark?
Fish on earth. Fish.
On the
Fish.
cosmos.
No, I just mean that we're all
Listen,
human. That's
Before I end the episode, here's the.
I mean, I really hope none of you are Martians. Like, that would be. Actually, I wish one.
That'd
of
be
you was a
awkward. Yeah, that'd be so cool, man.
here's the meme of the day to everyone. I hope you can hear this.
My yard. Wait. All of you.
Daddy, chill.
Daddy, chill.
Daddy chill. There you go.
That's
Big jugger nuggets.
okay, right?
How did
Amazing.
that voice come out of that person? Man?
Don't ask me. I
Don't
really-
7-foot
guy.
Don't idolize
Daddy
those
chill.
things.
Right?
Yeah.
You need to
Daddy chill.
people.
You guys
Yeah,
should make that.
don't idolize, yeah.
You guys should make that continuous meme of the day. Like
Daddy
at the
chill.
end.
Really? I was
Oh,
At
thinking
the end of
doing
every
that.
episode we do.
Yeah.
That's a good
Well,
idea. man.
you know what, Sherif? Thank you for watching another episode
Thank
of
you
Eight
for
to the Show.
contributing.
If you
Exactly.
Like, if
You know what,
this
Sherif?
episode-
Subscribe.
Yeah, you know what, Sherif?
I already
Sherif,
am.
subscribe.
Yeah.
You know what, share it with all your friends.
Let me do the outro.
Try to begin.
We can continue this later. Let me just do the
Subscribe.
outro. Thank you for
Yes.
thank you for watching another episode of A to the Show. If
Make
you
sure to
like this
subscribe.
episode half as much
Right.
as we enjoyed this conversation, please do like, subscribe, share.
Subscribe. Watch us more. Don't idolize anyone
Yeah, idolize people for their quality and not the person
for their
themselves.
quantity. Exactly.
Exactly. Boys, anything you'd like to say
Another one.
before we end the episode? Make it short.
Amazing.
Quantity, you're like throwing shade at fat people, man.
Happy.
What? It's glad to be
Boys,
back. 2021. We're back.
2021
into the show.
to a
We're
year
here for
of
more.
good-
Stay tuned.
Yeah, we hope
Right?
this
Yeah.
year will be good.
You already know how we sign out, boys, and peace.
Hug more than often, like in in anywhere else in the world. Like people like to hug you a lot.
Yes.
So
People think it's
Yeah,
strange,
exactly.
right? Yeah, exactly.
hug people, and you go around, and we just do it shamelessly. You just go around. There's 20 people sat, and you just go shaking hands and hugging and kissing every single person on the table. So this is. Yeah, it's good sometimes, but when there are so many of them, no, you don't want to do it. But so this might be one of my favorite. No, I think that people are having more space now. People are giving you more space than before, and you don't really need to you don't need to give excuses as often.